Many thanks for staying with us on the conversation. Right now, we're looking at one of the pillars of the Themes Plus agenda, which is gender equality and youth inclusion. That is the plus in the agenda. As championed by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration, which aims to ensure a more equitable society regardless of gender, age, or background. And joining us this morning is Sunday Okpanubi. He's a youth advocate and he's a friend of the house. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, let's begin with the role of youth in governance.
Okay.
Youth inclusion in governance is a crucial part of building sustainable systems. So how can the Lagos State better involve young people in governance?
Okay, thank you so much for having me here. I am Sunday Obanubi.
Yeah.
Okay, but yes,
Okay,
so
sorry.
for Lagos State and to a large extent Nigeria, I don't think it's youth inclusion anymore, okay, because youths are actually the ones in charge of governance in Lagos and Nigeria as at now. Okay, so if you're already taking ownership of your father's property, we should not be talking about you coming to take ownership anymore.
There should be, how do you better,
How do you better
what
How
you have
do
taken
you-
over?
taken over?
That is the discussion now.
Okay.
Okay, and look at it bottom up. Okay, from the ward level in the political structure, from the ward level to the local government, even at the state, youth are fully involved.
Okay.
To governance at the local government level across the 57 LG and LCDAs, we have youths fully in charge. At the councillorship levels to youths are larger chunk of it. And even in the state government, with the Teams Plus agenda of Mr. Governor, they are not looking for, okay, where do we put youths in the system, in the structure? No. Go from one ministry to the other. Youths are actually the ones running this government. So for me, I don't discuss youth inclusion in governance anymore. It is the youths in charge of government. How are we running this government of ours?
Okay, so I'll take my question from the foundation you have laid now. So talking about youths being involved now, youths now taking charge, how would you rate the performances? How has it been compared to the way it used to be?
Okay, so the performance is here two ways. Number one, some 10 years ago, what is the average age of people in government? Okay, you have 50, 55 average age. But right now, you are having 40, 45, the average age. Okay, that is the statistics as
Okay,
at
what
now.
was sorry for cutting in. What is the age range of
Of
the youth
youth?
in Nigeria?
Well, once you are 18, you're a young person.
So-
Okay, now it's now dependent on you. Okay, the United Nations says 35. Okay, in our climate, because of our environment, okay, the margin is increased to 45. Okay, but of course, there's a school of thought that says it's not about age. Okay, it's about your state of mind. Okay, it's about your readiness, your commitment to being responsive. Okay, so and so as to put a balance, I also try to bring in the age factor there. So you don't see a 60-year-old man
And
being
still
called a
say he's
youth
a youth.
leader and we all say, oh, no, they are boboing us. No, this is not boboing now. Looking at the facts and figures, we have people below 40 years in the House of Assembly. We have people below 40 years as council chairman. We have people below 35 as SSA to the governor of Lagos State. We have the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Lagos State, fully functional. We have the Lagos State Youth Parliament, fully operational. We have the Ibile, okay, Youth Academy, okay. And in all of these, they are all functional. They all have access to the government. They all have a say. Anything that happens in government is not a Baba Sokwe's. It is a collective agreement of all stakeholders. And there's nothing happening here that the youths are not fully involved in. Okay, for everybody who holds one office or the other, there is a very young person in the office ensuring that things are run, ensuring that things, being in know of things being run. not necessarily ensuring that things, but being in the know.
Okay. Being carried along.
Yes. So youth are fully included in the governance and running of Lagos State.
You've not finished answering her question, which
Yes,
is
so-
about the
How?
What impact
have they?
Yeah.
Okay, so
made?
now that is where we should now be focusing in as a people. Okay, there is there is one thing to give someone power. Okay, is another thing for the person to use the power effectively well. Okay, to a large extent, I have not been fully satisfied with the level of performances of youths in
So-called
government.
youth in governance, yeah.
Okay, so if I tell you that, oh, we're doing excellently well, no, I'll be playing the ostrich. No, I don't want to do that. The frank, the bitter truth is, we have a whole long way to go, okay, with the level of performances of our young people in government. Now, is a platform there? Absolutely, the platform is there. Okay, all the resources provided to a very large extent. Okay, so where the lacuna is now is, while we have empowered our young people with positions and opportunities, we now need to increase the capacity of the people in government. Okay, we all are work in progress. No one is an Eldorado yet, okay? But we want our young people to understand that while you are privileged to be in position, it is not a title, it's a privilege, and it's a responsibility to serve. So because you're a young man, you have opportunity to be in position, you now want to bragado over everybody. Okay, the people you were mingling with now cannot have access to you. Okay, the responsibility you have to the people is now responsibility to a person or certain persons. No. We should, as young people, know that we are called to serve. And the moment you notice that, hey, you don't have the strength, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the time, you don't want to do this, excuse me, there are 101 other young persons that is ready and willing to serve. Okay, because if the level of work that the governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, is putting into this government, if every young person, okay, across board, across all the ministries, parastatals and MDAs, if they are doing the same with utmost good faith, Lagos would have advanced beyond us.
Okay, so are you trying to now say right now that, look, the so-called youth are now following, you know, the previous trends of the older generation? So it's not really about the youth, it's about the mentality now.
That is it. It's not about your age. It's not about the youth in government. It's about the person.
The person and your,
It's about
and your
person
mindset.
and your willingness, your commitment to want to serve, to want to be distinct, not want to show off. Excuse me, leadership is not it's not a fashion parade. No, leadership is called to service, and it is not serving
Whether
your
you're a
immediate
youth or you're
whosoever you are.
Yeah.
It is not. It is not. You're being called, and you claim to be a young person, and you say there's a time you don't pick calls. Excuse me.
What exactly?
You've not gotten anywhere, and you already
They call it
being
protocol. It's called
protocol.
That's what they call it.
So these are the things that we need to get ourselves into as young persons, from one portfolio to the other. The question is, how are you faring with the people you were mingling with 5 years ago, with those you were with 2 years ago before you got into office? What can they say about you now? With the responsibilities, the KPIs that has been assigned to you in the office, how much of these are you delivering? Those are the major things we should be discussing now, not youth inclusiveness anymore. Youths are fully involved. I mean, I'm giving you facts. Facts across board. So any challenge we have now is not about it's not about the age or status. It's about the person, and we should be ready to call people out and say, hey, young man, you are the SA to the governor on this, you are the commissioner to the governor on this, this is happening, why is this not happening, why is this happening? So, or whatever portfolio you hold across board,
Okay. You have identified some gaps,
Yeah.
based on the things that you have said. So my question is, how do we begin to change the narrative? How do we begin to hold these people accountable, those who have been given the opportunity to serve?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so these are the things that we've been trying to promote here. If you're a young person and you are in position, number one is the institution, the organization that gives such responsibility should focus, should not assume that you should know it all, or that you, because you have one degree or second degree or PhD in whatever discipline you have, that okay, you are good, or because the larger chunk of the people voted you, you should know. There should be series of training and retraining, okay, and this society where the society expects you to learn on the job, learn on your own, and only wants to call you out when you fail. We have to discourage that. If you have not taught me how to do a thing, please don't blame me if I miss my step. Okay, so we should, the same way people go to school to learn how to become a medical practitioner, how to become a lawyer, we should also not leave it at those things. Once certain persons are engaged, appointed or elected into position of public service, training and retraining. I mean, not the notice me training, not the training just to pass papers.
Training.
No, impactful trainings.
That will help you.
360-degree leadership by John Maxwell says you don't need to be the leader to influence change in an organization. So you don't need to wait until you are the executive director or you are the CEO before you can make things happen. Anywhere you are, okay, across the ladder, even if you are just a cleaner in an organization, you can make great things happen. These are the things that we should be communicating to our young people so that Lagos can become the true Lagos that's good enough for everyone.
Okay, earlier this morning when we're reading our news points, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu said the EndSARS movement was the toughest, so far for him. So since we're talking about the youths now, how well could the youths have channeled, their voices at that time?
Okay, well, that's an emotional part.
I know.
Okay.
No, I'm not playing down what happened in the past. I'm just trying to say, find out how well, because the youth movement, the youth voice is is loud.
Yes.
Is loud, and with their voice at that time, they made some kind of change. The SARS police force was, eradicated. So, how well can the youth in Nigeria, persuasion their energies to more constructive persuasions?
So thank you so much. Channeling our energy into more constructive agitations, more constructive development that we want.
Burning down of houses and buildings
is a must for everybody, for every young person. There is no joy for any young person to want to pull down his house or his father's house or whatever it is. It is a no-no. Okay, and looking back in retrospect, we would notice that unfortunately, the system gave room for one or two persons to negatively influence the larger chunk of the people, which is wrong. And while we were having young people in some spaces coming out to do destructive tendencies, we also have young people in some other places who were being galvanized to protect their territories.
Yeah.
So if in some places some people are being destructive and in some other places at the same time in the same space, okay, some are being used to protect and safeguard their heritage, then something is wrong. And what is that thing? Also leadership. Okay, so we need to invest so much in leadership so that the young people in leadership position you can be a leader and you are always either outside of your domain or always behind the veil. You have to be in the front. If you are a leader of the people and you are in front, and the people know you, they have confidence and trust in you, they won't go astray. They won't listen to wrong voices.
That word is very, very, very heavy. Trust, which is what many Nigerians and of course the youth do not have in governance or in government.
We
begin to
have
build that?
trust in government, okay, and like we started this conversation around, it is still back to the people that have been given the responsibility to look at the 80-20 Pareto principle. You can't be 20% away from your people and want 80% of their trust and confidence in you. It can't happen. You are only seeing maybe once in a month or twice in a year, and you want them to still refer to you as the leader. Hey, no. It is a person that they know, that they see, that they have, that they can cry to, that they can...
Someone present.
That is always available. Whom when they run to and say, oh, bros, sir, ma, this is what is happening to me, and you can say, oh, lean on me. Even if I don't have the solution to your problem right now, let's have trust in God. All of these and these two shall pass. Okay, but if you feel because you are privileged and all of that is for you to live a life of affluence and put title in front of your name, no. The problem, I pray that another NSAS will not happen. Of course, it can never happen because things have changed now than what it used to be. But
it's been 4 years.
These are the things that actually escalated the situation then.
All right, away from the NSAS talk, I want us to talk about youth entrepreneurship, support for youths. Now, let's leave the state government and come down to the grassroots. We have the local government chairman and local council development areas as well. So how well do you think that this council chairmen are doing in ensuring, because every youth comes from a community.
Absolutely.
If you do not empower them, then they go out and become problems to others. So how well do you think that they are doing in engaging and supporting their youth?
Okay, thank you so much. That's another interesting discuss, and I'll tell you for free, virtually every other day, there is one form of empowerment or the other from different angle of the people in government. Okay, if you're not getting cash support, if you're getting loan, if you're not getting loan, you're getting implement. If you're not getting implement, you're getting machinery. If you're not getting that, you're getting training, this or that. Okay, I can make mention of some of these institutions and innovative programs happening here and there. In Odiolu, Honorable Ajala has done quite a number in providing ICT training for people there. In Ikorodu East, the Senator, Abiru, has provided SAIL, technology hub, and training a whole lot of young people in that space. Okay, in Ifakojai, Honorable Usman Akombiamzat has never stopped doing a whole lot of empowerment for young people there. Now, what I think we should, as young people, is number one, take a niche. What am I doing? What do I want to do? Okay. Number two is do not play small. Okay. There's this saying, think big, start small. A number of the times we want to think big and wait until we can start big. No, you have to start small. Even if you want to grow big, you start small, and that is where you learn all of the mistakes that you can make on the job, and you grow from there. Now, growing is a process. It's like the butterfly. It goes from one stage to the other. Now, the government cannot do everything for you, no doubt. Okay? But if you are determined, and back to learning, training, and personal development, okay? There is a young lady recently who started a clothing line, and in a very short period of time, she has grown her brand. Adetoro, you see, Temitokwe also. okay, she's doing fine for herself. She just started a clothing line not too long ago, and now she has grown her brand. She now supplies to some vendors, and she's recently, I think last week, she posted that she got a support of 300,000, okay, on her platform. So the government is doing its bit. The people should also know exactly
so the young
what they
people
want.
also have a responsibility.
Yes, because it is from what you say you want and you make noise about it that will bring necessary support for you. Now, in addition to that, just this morning I was reviewing what the government, what the president of Nigeria said yesterday, and he made one very key point that made me leap for joy. And he said next year the federal government will be providing 2,000 tractors for farmers. Man, that is a big news.
For some farmers who are, who are farmers, will tell you that, some of these tractors, when they come,
they don't get to them.
No, they do tend to get to them, but they're not they're not the type
that they need.
They need as at today.
Madam, let me shock you. The Nigeria of today is not the Nigeria of 2-3 years ago. It is not. Look at our University of Agric. All of them now are providing food for the people to eat, to feed on.
Where?
It wasn't so.
Oh, they provide.
Go to Federal University of Technology, Akure. Go to Federal University of Agric, Abeokuta. They have hectares of land that they farm. Now, they will not be providing what they are farming, will not be coming to you because of distance and all of that. But at least they are feeding their community. They are feeding their community. If every institution and community feeds their people, we will not be waiting for some people far away to drive trailers hundreds of kilometers before food
They've
comes
said
to
we
us.
all should go back to
Yes.
farming.
So that is how it should be. And I don't know if it has been done, but 1 billion naira has also been allocated for all of the universities of agriculture. So in a way, perhaps if I have a brother or sister in the University of Agric, he or she would know that, okay, the institution has been given 1 billion naira. I'm sure what we'll be expecting in return will be different.
I think most of this money is when they give it to them. It's not about farming, really. I think they go into research, to do more of research.
We have research institutions. We have agric research institutions in various spaces. Yes. Ministry of Agric in the next year budget has provision for them. And the 1 billion naira funds for the University of Agric is another thing entirely. And this is also different to the 2,000. Now, why I'm concerned about these 2,000 tractors is because just 2-3 weeks ago, I called 3 local governments in Ogun State in search of tractors.
Okay.
I called a tractor vendor in search of tractors. I couldn't find. And you cannot expect me to go to the farm and be using hoe and cutlass. But if tractors are available. And also I have hundreds of farmers in my network. Okay, so we need these tractors. And Mr. President, it will be a big pleasure if we have access to 1 or 2 of these tractors, because we have farmers who are willing and waiting to make use of these machineries.
Okay, let's move away from youth inclusion, because we're also talking about
gender equality.
Yeah. So let's look at gender-based violence in Lagos. How would you say Lagos State has fared in managing gender-based violence?
Okay, so managing gender-based violence should come from what are the causes of gender-based violence. What are the triggers of gender-based violence? You cannot manage the fruits when you're not taking care of the seeds. So the critical thing,
the seed produces the fruit.
Yes, that's it. So the question is, wherever there is a gender-based violence between 2 opposite sex, which is either from the male to the female or female to the male, we should look at what are the causes of this. Those are the things that will help us ameliorate some of these instances. So I want to plead with the general public. you don't have to always be right for you to feel cool. Okay, always learn to shift grounds. I don't want to give instances
In
here.
Yoruba palace, they will say, "Ise gbogbo ẹ̀gbin lèèyàn gbọ̀n
You
kúrò."
understand? Gbà fún mórí, òun ni gbà fún gbàdá. Okay, and one. Two is we all should understand that Nigeria at this very state of time, we are going through a phase that will bring us into a season of bloom. Okay, and at this period in time, we should please give room for some inadequacies. Okay, things will not be as rosy as we expected, especially since this government came. Okay, but we should understand that with the handwriting on the wall, we are way, way better off where we are now than where we were some 3-4 years ago. Okay, and if we can continue at this pace, then world will go around. There will be more than enough for everybody. Now, while that is done, on how the government has been taking care of this, there has been several campaigns across the states against gender-based violence. One. Two, there are also agencies that have been managing reports and incidences in this regard. Okay, so that said, it is a plus on the side of the government, and it is also a notice on the side of the public that the state is not losing sleep on any incident. So please don't fall a victim. Okay, a number of the times, at times it is not deliberate. Okay, it is he angered me. He caused it. Word of mouth arguments and all of those, or small money issue, or he's not meeting my needs, he's not providing what I want, and he got me hungry. I think I saw one report recently that a man killed his wife also because of yam. I don't know what. So we all need to take life easy with ourselves. Key Sarah.
Whatever we will be. So, still talking about gender equality now, how well do you think we're doing, you know, in especially looking at the society, government? Is government really doing well when we say gender equality?
Which gender? Is it the women?
Are we giving women enough room?
Yes.
Let me
How would you rate women's participation?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so especially in this climb, if you want to get anything, if you are very intelligent, they will say put the ladies in front.
Oh, do you agree? Now I'm asking, do you agree? Not just to say, do you agree with that?
It's obvious.
Okay.
Look at us on this set currently. If I go to a place alone, I'm sure it will be almost a no. But if I put any of you in front,
Is that what women? Is that what women are used for?
No. I'm telling you. I'm sorry. Please don't misquote me.
Okay.
I'm telling you that the role of women, of ladies in government is non. What's the right word? Help me with the word there. Is
Cannot be ignored.
cannot be ignored. Okay, the impact that ladies have played in stabilizing this society is enormous. Okay, and look at it the same way I started earlier. Look at every rung of the ladder, we have powerful women in places of position. In the state cabinet, we have wonderful women running things and making the state to run smoothly across levels. So women now, what is critical now for women here is to know that power is not served a la carte. It is very important. It is very, very important. Don't seek for power because you are a woman.
Don't say, "Oh, give it to me. Shebi, I'm a woman."
No, Shebi, I'm a woman. No. It has never happened. It has never happened. It will never happen, because this life, it is, especially in Lagos, things are done on merit. So women should, the same thing we've been saying about youth in leadership. Women should also buckle up and come to serve. When you come to serve, you will see that more doors will be opened unto you.
That's all.
Okay. Since we're still talking about women in governance and women in leadership positions, there's still some cultural and systemic barriers, where you have, we have had it in Adamawa State, twice, where 2 women have tried to be governors. And, we will hear they won the election. Tomorrow you will hear they didn't win the election. So we still have that challenge when it comes to women. So what do you think can be done in order to encourage more women?
And to add to her question, are we ready to give women a chance?
Okay, let me take it from your last statement, madam. Are we ready to give women a chance? No, the question should rather be, are women ready
to take up?
To take it up?
We are.
Ready.
We are.
Okay. Now, if you are...
but some of us, tend to pull back.
No,
because
that's
of the cultural barriers.
There's no cultural barrier
there is.
in Lagos State. I'm not talking on a national sphere right now. In Lagos State, there is no cultural barrier. I know a local government that a woman has been the one going around everywhere. She wants to be the next council chairman. Okay, she has even left Lagos State, gone to other states.
Why is it a woman that is going around?
No,
there are no
because
men that go around
for her.
Go on. No. Why must the woman have? The woman has to
put
make
extra effort.
Everything extra.
Don't miss it, ma. Don't miss it. I'm saying that she is going around because I want to justify our victory when she gets it at the end of the day. So she's not lazy.
Okay, what you're saying that she's putting in the work.
Yes,
okay.
She's doing the work now. So at the end of the day, in Ikorodu, when she is announced as the next council chairman, you won't come and say, oh, it is Ojoro or whatever. She has put in the work. Everybody agrees that this woman has paid the price because she goes all out. So for any woman or any lady wanting to get any position of power or authority or leadership, learn, study what are the rudiments to getting this. Then if you go through it, I'm sure it will be good news.
Okay, before we take another question, so how can men now be involved, as allies, in supporting women?
Okay, so I don't think men have phobia for supporting women.
Some men.
Well, the same way we have some women who do not like some persons. Okay, so and now if you are a woman and you want position of leadership, now the question is, what is your character? What are your competencies? Okay, what are the things that you can do? What are your abilities? What are your composures? Okay, are you one that is relatable? Are you one that people can easily associate with? So these are the things that should be the yardstick. Not because I'm a man, everybody no. Not because I'm a woman. It's not everybody that we all associate with. So the thing is, what are the factors that we look at? Now, I'm sure if any woman puts in the right factors, ticks all the boxes, nobody will say, oh no, because you're a woman. No, it doesn't happen that way.
All right, interesting conversation. Do you have any more questions? Okay. Interesting conversation we've had with Sunday Obanubi. I hope I got that right.
Yes, you got it right.
He is a youth advocate, and we have been discussing the Themes Plus agenda, gender equality, and youth inclusion. Thank you very much for joining us on the conversation. The conversation continues. Stay with us.